going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Now today we've got, I was about to read the title, we've got the fourth test, day 5 review. As you guys know, I do my own reviews, but it's always good to get a second opinion as I'm a loner on my own channel. So it would be silly not to react to the TGC day 5 test match review of the fourth test. Now, hey, again, if you guys are new, subscribe to the channel. And if you're interested in seeing my own review of the match, which you should be, go and watch that. It was obviously uploaded like a day ago. So if you're interested, go and watch my own review. If not, kick back, sit back for 20 minutes, and let's listen to what the boys have to say. Their intro music gets me every time.
Doesn't matter what your hamstring or your groin is saying, you are a champion.
Okay. Champ.
Well, we told you, but the Asian century is here to stay until...
Tampered with the ball at lunch. Hey, something happened. I don't know what fucking sort of samosa they had at lunch, but...
the next thing happens, and then we'll question it for a bit, and then it'll come back again.
Special in them.
Welcome back to the Grade Cricketer. Good morning to everyone out there around the world. This is brought to you by ACO, India's leading digital insurance company. My name is Ian Higgins. Sam Perry sits across from me, and him, Pez. Oh, we saw a masterful display of Asian century dominance once again.
And we weren't sure at the start of the day.
Haseeb Hamid's running coach. I wonder if Dawid Malan gave him a left-right good night in the change rooms.
What we were going to see. Both teams were in it, all 4 results possible, 5 results if you include health officials running onto the field and stopping the game.
Yeah.
As we saw in Argentina versus Brazil. But, mate, this is another marker laid down for this Indian team. It's not quite the Gabba, but it's one of those victories that people take notice of. When the book is written about Indian cricket emerging as the titans of Test cricket for a century, as we've predicted, this game will be one of those marquee victories due to the context, due to the fact that they came from behind, due to the manner of it. And I'm looking forward to discussing all of this with you, fair sir.
Nothing will be the Gabba, and I feel like it's now. I feel all part of it now, because it's like when your team loses to the team that goes on into the tournament, you want that team to win the World Cup.
That's right.
Yeah,
well, we got beaten by the eventual winners.
Well, the Gabba happened because
economically. That's good analysis.
England started the day no wicket for 77. We thought, is it on here?
Yeah.
And they finished the day all out for 210. India win by 157 runs, Pez. But
there's only one way to analyse this. Yeah. Can you, here goes, put it to me in grade terms?
Spread pegs, stepmom's legs. And that brings me to thank the people out there who enjoyed the experience with us last night in Kangaroo Land, watching the live stream. So thanks for getting around it. If you're new here to the Grade Cricketer, feel free to hit the subscribe button. There's content coming all year round, baby. About 15.
Same with my channel. Don't skim me. Don't dog me. Subscribe. Good stuff.
Times a week on this channel. So if you like it, shoot it a like, give it a subscribe, get around us. Pez, let's go for the first thing, though. How it started. How the day started. And it started with a sensational, some would say, electric 100-run stand. I'm just going off the ECB highlights when they just celebrate England doing something minor.
Yeah. I know.
An electric 100-run stand.
I reckon. They're fucking annoying,
the Asian century.
Of course. Anything that goes against India is the end of the Asian century until it begins again.
Yes.
It was a serene start. It looked like England were building.
Yeah.
Little nicks, little glides, little nudges around the corner.
Little pushy.
A couple of pushes.
Push.
Flicks down to fine leg for boundaries. Thought, England are building. You could hear a little hum in the South London crowd at the Oval. The Barrett Army hadn't really fired up just yet. It was more sort of Jerusalem vibes.
Yeah.
100 for no loss. We never see England openers do well. It's like, is it on for England here? What's going on?
Yeah.
But then, Tupac.
The hologram.
Yeah.
Tupac
the Lord
Shakur came on with a brilliant delivery to the Smith Burns. Finally got one to move. The ball wasn't moving in any way.
No.
And you just heard the celebrations. There's never one big.
Tell you what he did. You heard Virat Kohli screaming from second swing. He was running for the field to shake Ashwin's hand, who's calling his jets on the bench.
I know.
Screaming down the wicket.
We'll talk about Kohli later on with his leadership.
Well, it was his game.
They do know how. The Indians do know how to create momentum from nothing, because they're a really big vibe team.
Yeah.
They knew that they needed to create a vibe, and I tell you what, they got once Burns went, we were thinking this is a good knock from Hamid, but there was some gas taking from Hamid yesterday. Test cricket is tough. Let's just say that, right?
Yeah.
But he made his 50, he made his 60, but all of a sudden it was sort of 60 off 190 rocks.
Yeah.
He started to play some bizarre shots. There's one that Siraj dropped that could have been his damage.
That was one of the worst shots I have ever goddamn seen. Like, I know it hit Siraj straight on the dick and he dropped it and he didn't go out from it, but he just pulled it straight, like just tapped it over to him. Like, what are you doing to see?
Yeah. If they hadn't gone, that's an obvious reference. 1994.
Yeah. It's one for the kids.
Yeah, exactly, one for the kids. But that was the first sign that England was starting to take a little bit of gas.
Yeah.
Hamid just slowing down. We're going to get to Boomer, but in retrospect, he'd sort of tied them up a little bit as well.
Well, mate, when we were doing the stream, we thought at that moment, because it was so flat and it was so docile, nothing was happening.
It's going to be a draw.
That we just thought, geez, it's a day where you basically create 10 chances and every single one of those has to come off. Maybe a little DRS, maybe an umpire's call going on. But like, my favourite part of the day was Siraj going down with an injury for 45 to 90 seconds, hiding his shame for dropping an absolute sitter. And we were watching it at the time. We were like, well, that's the day done. Are we going to keep doing this?
When he went down, he had various symptoms. At first, it was the wrist, and then has he been hitting the groin? Has he been hitting the genitals? And then his head hurt a little bit.
Sore throat, fever.
It was entire. It was a holistic injury.
It was a holistic, It was more just...
He ended up having COVID out there. It was incredible.
Symptoms of shame.
Yeah. Seen it many times before. And then the Milan run out. And nothing will bring a group of young men together like a run out. A catastrophic run out where someone fucks up.
That's right.
Because then, like, there's something about a pack mentality that you can have in cricket when someone has run out, they've been barbecued, we call it here. Then you can pick on the guy who's barbecued his mate.
I think so. I mean, this is where community programs should be focused on.
They should be.
When there's social ill discipline or social malaise in society, or the advent of cults, taking our young people, radicalising them.
Drink the Kool-Aid.
Let's just get people involved in run-outs more often. That's what brings people together, because with this run-out, and this wasn't just a run-out, but this is a run-out from a sub with keeping pads on.
Yeah, that was, like, last pause of the video, but that from Agarwal was actually... some top-notch stuff.
Nothing will bring a group together more
like
than
the
that.
sub.
Yeah.
Mayank Agarwal, he's got his shin guards on, swoops on one, whips it over to Rishabh Pant. Thought the throw was a bit high. Good gloves.
Had too much
Little bit
time.
of chat about whether Jadeja was in Milan's way. Pack him. This is Test cricket, brother. Get around him.
Mate, this is how good the team's going. Rohit Sharma's just got 100. He's got man of the match. You want to be in the field?
Wouldn't have thought so.
Hot today, actually. I'll sit with Ashwin. What's he up to? Kissing his Surrey cap. All right, so
now Milan's polishing his gun, obviously.
That's right, he was. He was polishing something in there. All right, the lunch score was about 2 for 1. 2 for... I've been run out, going to go masturbate now. It's a stress reliever for me. Just easing the tension, baby.
Wow.
That's 2 Happy Gilmore references in 2 days. Yeah. The lunch score was 2 for 130 odd. That's the kind of strict analysis you get here. 2 for 130 odd. And we thought at lunch it was 230 to win for England, and we still thought it was possible. 64-ish overs left in the day, 3.7 runs on over. You thought, I could see it. I could see it. And then it happened. Bumrah mayhem.
And then we started asking who had the ball at lunchtime.
Who had it at lunchtime?
It started swinging.
A few eyeball emojis there. What's going on?
Yeah.
Boomer mayhem. He got
bit of a fucking chewing gum behind the ear, just a bit of the saliva rubbing off, just a bit of work done there, I think.
So I mean, well, I don't know. Boomer 2 for 27. I don't see what the fuss is about.
Yeah.
2 for 27 or 20 on. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Good. Another 2 for. Yeah. So, listen, this is one of the all-time spells in Test cricket for a bloke playing away from home. That's its own category. Blokes playing away from home
on a Monday.
Yeah.
When the team has been bowled out for 190 in the first
day
inning.
5, rough wicket. Who had the ball at lunch?
Yeah. And the captain's name starts with a V.
But with Bumrah, first it was the strangle. In his first spell, 3 runs off 4 overs. None of us really noticed at the time. It's just, hey, it's just a good guy doing his thing. Yeah. Nothing's going on.
He's a good guy.
He's a nice guy. He's trying his best in life.
Hey, you're doing your best.
You're doing your best, mate. That's all you can do, in tough conditions. But then Pope misses a straight one. And all of a sudden, the trumpets are going. It's Blake Stepmom's legs.
Yeah.
And Cole's running in. And the Tamasha stuff is starting to happen. And Boomer started that.
Mate, then all of a sudden...
from nowhere.
Then all of a sudden, it's the one where, like, the ball's released, and then you start looking in the bottom right-hand corner to check the speed gun, and he's bowling 90 mile an hour.
Mate, it was big bang stuff. It was something from nothing.
Yeah.
Something had to come from nothing.
It's expanding, but what into?
Who started that?
Yeah.
Nothing comes from nothing.
Chicken and egg shit.
It's the explanation for creationism, for God.
Right.
Now maybe Boomer is God.
That was a pretty good spell.
Yeah, that was a good spell. Who we're talking about?
I'm not sure.
The omnipresent Christian God? Just one guy.
Just one of them.
2,000 years. I don't know about
Yeah.
beforehand.
What was he doing?
Not much.
And then once the Big Bang had started,
He was with Ashwin.
there used to be 1,000 gods. So,
Yeah.
and then, mate, do you want to say anything about the Pope dismissal?
Just too quick for him. I didn't
Yeah.
look like it did that much. It literally went through him. It was the one where just like he'd been promoted to the higher grade, and it was just no, this grade is too high for you. He scored 81 in the first inning. Sure, averages 100 on that ground in first class cricket. All well and good.
Yeah.
That was just too quick for him. He just went through him.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, and then
But the ball of the day is the
it's
next
the
one.
best Yorker. So, mate, what can you say about that Yorker? That Yorker, helped by Johnny Bairstow, who gets bowled there, but I'm not. I mean, Joe Root barely kept out a Yorker that was similar. But he's the most informed man in the history of 4 weeks. This Yorker was like its own YouTube thumbnail, where it's like insane free kick, with the curve on it. I mean, he is bowling it from extra cover. Like, I've never seen a right arm bowler get angle like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
that-
it almost gets the same angle as like Stark left arm around the wicket in terms of where it's coming from.
Yeah.
He gives new meaning to the word "in" of in swinger. I mean, it is literally in.
Yeah, it's an in
It's
swinger.
not coming. It's not. The ball's not coming straight at you.
Yeah. Because I was thinking about like Intini's a relatable one because he came so wide of the crease and he had a similar action that it was very upright. But I almost feel like Bumrah, his arm almost comes like from the left hand side of his body.
It's like left arm around the wicket.
I mean, I don't know how the fuck he hit that. And it was also this moment of like, now it's reversing. And it was getting closer to the second new ball as well. And then they obviously didn't take it. They took it after tea. But he got it going. But it was more than that because it was this spell of they lost 4 for 6 in about half an hour. And they were, 2 for 141. Then they went to 6 for 147. Hamid, Pope, Bairstow, Moeen. After Jadeja gets one to spit in the shit there and got caught at that pad.
Yeah, he got it to spit in the shit. I mean, he was struggling to bowl over the wicket there, but he only needed a couple of hit the rough, and that's what he did. He did his job there.
Yeah, how many no balls did he bowl? Just prolong the game.
Yeah, that was weird as fuck.
It was the only place he could bowl over the wicket there, mate. It was. I can't think of a bowler who can extract more from a ball in terms of pace, bounce, trajectory, angle relative to his peers. I mean, nothing else was going on. That's why this spell was great. 2 for 140. There was, and you got to put that in perspective. It's 2 for 140. None for 77 overnight. India had hit 460 or whatever. In the previous 2 days. That was
crazy.
There'd been 5 wickets. In the last day and a half.
Yeah.
And then there's 4. All started by Bumrah. That's the greatness of it.
I think that there's other bowlers who can bring something from nothing. Like I'm thinking in England, Broad and Anderson, more so Broad can do that in England. I know Cummins is a really into the deck bowler. He can try really hard. He can break that partnership. But I've never seen a spell like that, which was only 6 overs. I think 6 overs, 3 maidens, 6 for 6 runs with 2 wickets or something like that.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, that's right. But like in terms of what was happening in the context of the game and the day, I mean, Joe Root's after the game, he has said like, well, that just turned it around, and it really did, and it was in the space of half an hour, and that's the beauty of this team, where like I think in the most part, he's still getting a little whisper of criticism because I think people can see that he does this from time to time, but unless he does this every single game, it's like, wow, what's he up to? Possibly.
Mate, great players are defined by their ability to either do things under pressure or to turn a game through sheer.
I'm yawning. I don't know why. I think I need to start drinking another coffee in the morning. I only drank one. It's like early somewhat in the morning, and I'm gassed. I'm ready for bed almost.
Will and skill. And last night was the latter.
It was something about the nature of the Pope wicket where it was just energy into it, and then he outskilled Bairstow.
Exactly. He only needed that door to open, and then it was just a flood.
Yeah.
Because as we know, floods go through doors. Mixed metaphors.
They can.
He was able to change the game. It was turning of the game. So
of the tide.
He came on and he created and shaped a different world. There was a different world before the Big Bang of Bumrah, and now, we're all disciples.
And on the 7th day, he rested.
That's what it means to be world class. In terms of Boomer again, he goes, and what this means. Like, Woke said, use this Back to the Future quote the other day, saying, if you put your mind to it, you can do it. And actually, in Back to the Future 3, there's a steam train scene where the train keeps progressing to different speeds. And each time it progresses, people's hats come off and they fly backwards. I feel like Boomer's done this. This is a little exclamation point in his career with Boomer. He's only 27.
That's
He's already done a few
great.
thing. He's destroyed different teams. But this is a spell that's like, you're going to the next level now. The other day, I use words, you see. The other day, Warren asked who are the top 10 fast bowlers in the last 50 years. Boomer's not in there yet, but and I don't think there was an Indian bowler even mentioned in that conversation of the top 10 in the last 50 years. Yeah. It's very clear that Bumrah, if he goes at his current rate,
huge chance.
Top 10.
He could get past Dominic Cork if he keeps playing like this.
Dominic
or
Cork.
Andy Caddick.
He's on course.
Special shout as well for Shadul.
Let's talk. I want to talk about him.
Getting root out with seemingly the most innocuous ball of the day. Watching him back this morning down here, they did actually deck back a little bit. And Root's been so strong, like just gliding down the third man. He's been so prodigious there. But it was just all wrapped up in the momentum which started from Bumrah's spell. And like, I mean, Tupac's had a fucking amazing game, 50 in each, and he's probably done well to avoid man of the match. He's avoided man of the match. Sharma's got it for a wonderful 100, no doubt. India's third innings, 466. Yeah, I mean, it's huge. But Tupac has fucking got 50 in each innings. He's got big wickets in both innings.
Let's call him for what he is.
Oh, fucking hell. I don't know why I keep yawning. I've got a problem, guys. Someone help me, but as I said in my review, he was my man of the match. Like, I just think the wicket of Root, it started what Bumrah was had to do. Back-to-back 50s in each inning, took big wickets. Yeah, credit to him.
He's clutch.
Gabba? He's clutch.
He's clutch.
He is.
I mean, you look
someone
at
who's
it
played
and you're
little
like, how
games.
does this work? So it looks like it's about 120s,
What's
early
this?
130s.
Yeah.
He's short.
Yeah.
It's like, what is it? He's muscular with the bat, but it's like, mate, this is India. Like, this is alpha big dogs.
Yeah.
How do you get into this team? But he's got the hot hand. He's got the spirit. There's something about
He's got the vibe.
Tupac that clicks. And every time he's performed, it's when the team has needed it.
Yeah.
You love having a guy like that in your side. He's a get around the boys selection, and he steps up when they need him. I mean, he's been a pivotal figure in two crucial,
biggest wins,
symbolic victories for this Indian cricket team that's emerging. He's solidified his place. I'm not saying in the 11 all the time, but what a cricketer!
Mate, he's only played 4 tests. It's amazing.
And
also Boys Yadav comes in with 3.
Boys Yadav. Yeah. That's right.
All right, just going to the third thing, just real quick, Pez. How's it going? So we started with how it started. How's it going? Let me give you some stats here, Pez. A couple of record-breaking things here. First time India's won more than 1 test in England since 86. That's 1986, not Federation Australia. Only second time India have won an away test after scoring less than 200 in the first innings. That's some Winter Equinox shit. First win at the Oval since 1971.
Really?
That's 2 out of 14 attempts.
Shit.
Jasper Bumrah, fastest to 100 test wickets for India, 24 tests. It's beating Kapil Dev's 25 tests.
He could play.
Rohit Sharma, first away test century. India have won 1 toss this series, obviously at Headingley when they got pumped.
They hate winning the toss.
There's just some more record-breaking shit. And at the beginning of this series, Pez, I was kind of excited for England to find out how good India are, because I think that there was like this feeling that they'd done this amazing thing in Australia, but it didn't really mean anything. It was a bit of an outlier. No. This is Asian century shit. This team is the real deal.
Mate,
they're an incredible team.
Totally, and it was sort of. I suppose it was relieving to see, having, as you said, like having experienced the Gabba. It's like, I want England to see that England are good, that India are good, so that we feel better about ourselves as well. But like,
True.
One good day with the bat aside, it hadn't felt like India had an excellent day's cricket in this series for a little while. England was starting to creep into the series. Root obviously on song.
Since
other
the
guys
second
started to
test,
support him.
To be honest,
coming into the day where it was a docile pitch, England were a chance, and then we saw the real India come right back into it, step up and show us who they are. And it sort of feels like 2-1 is about the correct reflection of where this series is at. England have threatened while India have sort of been in a little bit of a funk, some selection issues.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to think about it. The series would be 3-1 at this point if the first test wasn't rained out. I mean, they were comfortably in control and were going to win that match as well. So you got to think the series is pretty much at 3-1,
etc. But they really
about
stomped
right.
back into it through world-class performances yesterday. at that point, you have to praise Virat Kohli's captaincy.
Leadership.
Held his nerve, particularly with the non-selection of Ravi Ashwin. That's worked out. That's worked out for them. And that wasn't an easy one. I mean, you could have easily picked Ashwin. It made a lot of sense, but trusted his seamers, trusted his players. They all obviously believed in themselves yesterday. And they got it done. And here's the difference between India and I think Australia at the Ashes. So Australia in the Ashes, they made it 2-1 at Old Trafford in the 4th test.
Yeah.
And it was game over.
Yeah,
Mentally, Australia would still be on the piss.
Yeah.
Basically, I've got a feeling India wouldn't have been on the piss for as long for various cultural and spiritual reasons and moral reasons. But I got a feeling India will turn up at Old Trafford and keep it going because they're doing something bigger than what Australia just wanted that urn.
Yeah. Yeah.
They got the urn, and the rest was like, let's get drunk and drop catches at the Oval and pretend we're Steve Waugh. But this team's going somewhere bigger than that.
Hashtag AskTGC brought to you by ACCO. Siva writes in, hashtag AskTGC, in this hyper-connectivity age, is it possible to glean a dressing room's alpha, power play / balance by looking at who's following whom on Instagram? Coach and Rohit don't follow each other. Lord follows Coach, but not the other way, etc. Just a thought exercise.
It is, and we're fond of thought exercises here.
Yes, thank you, Siva. That's via Patreon. Thank you very much.
Well, the theory with this is to feign indifference to the things you're very good at and care about a lot. That's what it means to be alpha.
I mean, you got to think about it. I follow Moses on Reeks on Instagram. He doesn't follow me back. I've been following him since I was about 11 years old, Moses. I'm your number one fan, mate. When am I going to get the fucking follow back?
Alpha is being good at something and then not looking like you care. It's like the Fonz in Happy Days. He was actually masking a tough upbringing and all sorts of other masculinity issues that he needed to deal with.
Yeah.
And by the same token, Gary Neville told Roy Keane that he had 5 million Instagram followers. And Roy Keane just looked at him bemusedly. Well, what does that mean? He knows exactly what it means.
Clicks and likes.
Exactly. So that's the theory behind it. I don't know what it means in terms of the alpha hierarchy, but I presume Coach is at the top.
I suspect that Kohli actually doesn't even know the password for that account, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Well,
he does not post on it by himself.
Yeah.
Which is good, because when he opens his mind up to alternate possibilities, whether it be the shape of the Earth or what happened with the moon landing, whether that was in a studio.
Is Elvis alive?
We
know Tupac's alive.
I think India should be happy with that, because it means he's always prepared to explore alternate possibilities on field as well. He doesn't look at what is, he sees what could be. He's seeing things that you don't see. And that's why Yadav was switched to the other end in the first on day one, day two.
Yeah, he doesn't look what is, he looks at what isn't. That's something to think about.
Hey!
'Cause I don't even know what the fuck that means.
Yeah!
All right.
Thank you so much for joining us both today and last night and for the entire week. If you are new here again, click subscribe, get around us. But we'll be back later on today as well for the podcast, which will be out on Spotify, iTunes, etc.
Hey, shout out to TGC. The 4th test review by TGC. We've done it. Again, if you guys are new, if you want to go and see my own review of the test match, it's like a 10-12 minute review, so it's not as long, because I'm only talking to myself about it, but definitely go and check that out. I give my own review. Go and check it out. Don't be weird. And I did actually literally just before this, I reacted to their live reaction to the England batting collapse, so that'll be up this same day, hopefully. As long as I put in the effort to edit it and fucking upload it and make a thumbnail and do all the extra shit. But hey, that is going to cap it off, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.